Alright, we're off. It's pretty cold at the moment. Getting up in these autumn mornings, getting down to the low single digit degrees. But, at least the heater in this car still works. So, end of the week, and I'm recapping on how things went. And I mean, it's no surprise, but my new business that I'm launching, not super easy to do. Going into a new market is always entertaining, to say the least. So, as some of you'll know if you've been following along, I've been sending out some, doing some cold outreach to a bunch of businesses, and I wouldn't say by any measure I've done a whole heap. I've probably contacted about 30. Had one response so far, and that's still playing out as to how that goes. So not the best response rate. So I'm currently thinking through my approach. I'm not giving up on the cold outreach yet because I still think that it will work. It's probably just my messaging that needs tweaking. But we press on, and I'll slowly start ramping up some different ideas. Things like potentially paid ads or paid placements in some popular news websites and things that I know my target customer is reading. But that is where that's at. And then Navex is going pretty well. Working on a bit of a secret project at the moment with that, which I think is going to be a big deal. But I won't announce what that is just yet. It's to do with acquiring customers and making it really easy to onboard. I think when it announces, it'll be pretty self-evident the angle I'm going for, but that's going to be quite a big deal. And I think it was something I was going to get other people to code, but it's one that needs to be perfect. Needs to work perfect every single time, so I'm going to take this one on myself. Probably work a bunch of nights this upcoming week to fit that in with everything else, because as I've alluded to before, as a dev, it's what I like to do. It's what I find easiest. So it's super easy to get sucked into just coding, and I could code full-time all week and get it done for sure, but that would be at the expense of a ton of other things that are actually really important. So as we're coming into a critical time of the year, it's a seasonal period for Navexa, because in Australia it's end of financial year at the end of June, and so we're kind of mid-May now. So the start of June's coming up, and that's when people are going to start thinking about doing their investment taxes, and that is a big part of what the Navexa product does. It automatically calculates investment taxes. So there's a lot of work to do in the next couple of weeks to get everything ready for tax time. Lots of ads to get set up, a couple of landing pages to get done. A stupid car pulls out in front of me. There's no one behind me, dude. Come on. Anyway, that always happens, doesn't it? So, yeah, quite a bit of stuff to get prepared. So, on Friday I put a bit of a timeline together of all the work that needs to be done. And I've got a meeting with my co-founder Tom tomorrow, and it will be delegating all that work between us and then smashing it out. And this will be one of the most prepared tax seasons ever that we're going into, because in the past there's always been some hole in the product that would be like, oh, we're going to get that done before tax time. Whereas this year there's no hole in the product. Everything is ready, everything is good to go. Now we just got to get customers to check it out, to use it, and to go from there. So just pulling up at the gym. Got to go into a session, we'll come out and we'll finish it off. Alright, let's do it. Just got out of the gym. Oh, it was pretty hard, but was good. So, the week ahead is going to be interesting. I need to keep focused and redouble my efforts on marketing. So I'm going to be I'm going to talk to a few contacts I have in New Zealand within the car dealer industry, to see if there's any partnerships that can be made there, or just any information I can gather, because I'm still dialing in who the ideal customer profile is. And even once I have that, it's like, how do you target them? Because it's not like they advertise on their website, hey, I'm this kind of person. So that's going to be the real trick. But showing up, putting in the reps, just like the gym, is what I'm going to keep doing. And slowly but surely I'm going to get better and better. This, I think, is like the 30-something video I've recorded, which is just kind of outrageous to me now, because it's one of those things, like, I knew I could do it, but it's not until you like get through it that you're like, wow, this is a lot of videos. So I'm really happy that I've stuck at it. And if you're watching and you watch a few of them, if there's any stuff you want to know, do leave a comment on these videos and tell me what you'd like to talk about, because there's so many areas of business and starting up your own business that I can talk about, and I'd love to know what you think and what you want to know, because it's weird to me now, because if I went back a couple of years and had the opportunity to speak to someone where I am now, I would have been like, oh wow, they've made it, you know, they've done so well. Yet even where I'm at now, I feel just the same as I was 2 years ago, where I'm like, oh, there's still so much to figure out. And I'm getting the impression that never goes away. I probably could be doing, you know, like a few $1 million a year in revenue and still be like, we got to figure out how to grow. But that's the fun of it, really. Like, if you don't enjoy solving these puzzles, then business ain't for you. But it's the thing about business that's exciting. It's not about getting to some destination or like making it, because you never do. The game is about how long you can play the game. It's not about necessarily winning the game. And from what I've seen from other entrepreneurs and business owners, is it's staying in the game the longest is winning the game, because it's so easy for things to go south and you can't recover, and then you're just back to working a job for someone. I've come close to that a couple of times in the last year, which is crazy, because my two businesses are doing more revenue than like 90% of startups ever will, because I think 90% of startups never even make $1. So the bar's quite low. You only have to generate a few thousand a month and you're already doing better than most. But my advice would be, if you're going to do a tech startup, find something that's really straightforward. Ideally with no integrations to anything, because then you're dependent on other businesses and other people for things, which is just a pain. And find something that's just a real pain point to real people. There's a saying, I can't remember who I got this from, but it's better to be a painkiller than a vitamin, because one has an acute pain that needs to be solved right now. So think like, if I'm driving along right now and my car breaks down, suddenly I have a pain point I need to get solved right now. I need someone to come to my car and fix it. And that's the kind of product you want to be. You don't want to be servicing cars, because half the time people are like, yeah, it'd be good to service a car, but it's running all right, and they just skip it. And that's something I've learned with the startups I've done, is that it's all well and great to like improve a process or whatever, but if people don't really feel the pain, they're not going to be motivated to buy it. So find something that really bugs people and fix it. So, pulling up at home. Hope you have a good day, whatever it is you're doing. Always work on high leverage activities. That's going to bring you the most success. Don't get bogged down in the detail of boring stuff. And on that note, get after it.